everyone, Saturnelis on the orbit, and today I'm starting my forever world in Minecraft. But not in regular Minecraft, in Cobblemon, which means Pokémon are everywhere around us. And first of all, we choose our starter Pokémon. I've always loved the classics, so my partner on the journey will be Charmander. So let's get started. Since I'm still a bit new to Minecraft, my first goal is to make a bed as quickly as possible so I can stay safe and cozy through the night. And while I look for sheep, I'll also take a little time to explore the area and imagine where I might want to build my very first home. Before I started recording, I promised myself not to stress about finding the perfect spot. Instead, I'll just settle here in the biome where I spawned and slowly turn it into something warm and welcoming. I want this forever world to be a place where we can simply relax, find inspiration, and take a break. That's why I don't really want to rush or progress too quickly in the game. I have many ideas for different builds, but to start with, I'd like to make my very first humble little house. Somewhere I can begin gathering resources, setting up farms, and so on. While I'm walking through the forest, I'm also looking for wheat seeds so I can have my own bread as soon as possible. And luckily we found some sheep pretty quickly, which means the chances of us dying on the very first night are much lower now. So now I'm heading out to gather some wood and a bit of stone. since I spawned in the forest, I need to choose a spot for my house somewhere here. I want the view from my windows to be beautiful, so I spent a long time walking around and thinking about what I'd like to see. Unfortunately, I couldn't decide before the sun went down, so that will be my main task for the second day. I really like this side of the forest, so I decided to spend my very first night here. And after wandering for quite a while, looking for the perfect spot, I finally chose this beautiful place. I like this part of the forest, and from the windows of my house I'll be able to see the opposite shore, the river, and I think it will be very sunny here as well. So I jumped straight into building my house because honestly I just really wanted a roof over my head as soon as possible, and I decided to make it with 2 entrances just to keep things a bit more convenient. And in the backyard I'm planning a little farm, probably for carrots and other crops later on. My very first house in this world isn't going to be anything complicated, just something simple, but I'll still try to make it at least a little bit nice. Hopefully, with every new video and every new build, my building skills will keep improving, and maybe in few years from now, we'll be able to take a walk through this world together and look back at the progress, starting all the way from this very first little house. One day, while I was out gathering resources, I suddenly ran into some pillagers. And the funniest thing was that one of them actually spawned right inside the tree. I have no idea how that even happened. And since this is a Pokemon world after all, I thought why not jump into a few battles. And then came the moment when I realized it was getting a bit tricky to keep building the roof of my house. So I decided to challenge myself. I'd go find some bamboo and make scaffolding, which would be a huge help for future builds. So I set off on a long journey in search of bamboo. Luckily, finding bamboo wasn't hard at all. I ended up with almost a full stack, which is more than enough, and I can even plant some around my house. So that was my little bamboo hunting adventure. Of course, there were a few moments where I almost didn't make it, but in the end, I survived and even managed to bring the bamboo home despite a tough fight with a villager. Now I can finally plant the bamboo and get back to working on the roof. And I decided it was finally time to get myself a companion. So I went to tame a wolf. Sometimes it can get a bit lonely while building and gathering resources, but now I have my little loyal friend following me everywhere. Yay, I'm so happy. While I was mining stone and digging down to eventually make tunnels for diamonds, I ended up reaching a cave and even a mine shaft. I could hear all sorts of mobs coming from there, and it looked like there might be some spawners too. I was honestly pretty scared to go down, but I decided to give it a try and explore the place. At one point, my wolf let out a really loud yelp, and I got a little scared trying to find him. Luckily, he was totally fine. But I got so scared that I decided not to go back there for now. Instead, I choose to explore a different cave on my own to find some iron for shards. And once I had the shards, I set out to gather other resources needed to make a Pokédex. The Pokédex mechanic here is really cool. If you want to know a Pokémon's name, you have to scan it. At that moment, I actually felt like I was in a Pokémon cartoon. A few battles. That day, I got so caught up scanning Pokémon and battling that I didn't even notice night had fallen, and I had to fight for my life. Unfortunately, I didn't survive that fight, so after respawning, I had to quickly go back to retrieve my stuff. After that, things got a bit chaotic. At first, I decided it was time to finish building my house, but then I thought maybe I should set up a chicken farm instead, and went back into the forest to find some chickens. Luckily, I managed to do it without any problems. Right now, my house looks like this, and yes, it definitely needs a roof. So let's get to it. Finally, after another battle, I was able to evolve my Pokémon. Say hello to my dear Charmeleon. He's actually really funny because if you look at him straight on, it kind of looks like his eyes are closed and he's sleeping. Another night, returning home, and unfortunately this battle didn't end well for my wolf. It was really unexpected and I felt so lost and sad that I didn't even want to do anything for a while. As I continued working on my house, I felt that loneliness creeping back, so I decided I need a little friend to follow me around. I went out and managed to find not just one, but two new wolves. This time I'm going to be much more careful with them. I won't take them on long missions until they have armor to keep them safe. And when I was feeding them, I accidentally bred them. Yep, I totally forgot how Minecraft works. A unique feature of my house will be this open storage room. Basically, it's like a balcony, but it will serve as a storage space under the open sky. Let's add a bit of light. Here. Here. And here. And just like that, my very first house is ready. In future videos, we'll be decorating the interior and we'll also make a fishing area in front of the main entrance. We might even build a small pier right here. The last thing I want to finish in this video is the crop area. So yeah, that was my first Minecraft video. The start of my forever world. I hope to see you in the next videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.